Okay, everybody, here we go. It is me, Gregory Mannarino, Thursday, November 7th, 2024, pre-market report. Now, look, there seems to be some misconception here about maybe what I'm all about. And that is pretty much what I want to start with here. Look, I'm all about you guys and you girls, period, the end. I look for opportunity. It seems that there are multiple comments about all kinds of nonsense regarding what I'm trying to pull off here. People, it should be pretty obvious, man. My singular drive is to stay ahead of the system. You understand? You and I get that. If you've been with me for any length of time, period. That's what we're doing here. Now, with that said, in life, you are dealt a set of cards, and how you play those cards really determines your eventual fate or outcome. Now, I am a strong proponent of believing that you and I, have control over our own destiny if, in fact, we make the right choices. Does that sound about right to you? Okay. So, understanding that and what I've said since time immemorial, this is a channel for people who are seeking opportunity to not allow the system to destroy them. That's what it's rigged to do. If you can't see that, then you're clearly in the wrong place. The people here, this worldwide community, we are singular in purpose. Number one, we are for each other. We got each other's backs always. Number two, again, no secret here, all right? We're looking for opportunity and everyone that comes along to take advantage of the system. Are we still on the same page here? That's what I'm all about. That's what this channel is all about. If you need to be entertained, I only talk about the economy, the financial markets, and what affects it. That's it, man. A lot of complaints about, well, Greg, you need to talk about something else. Why? I'm sorry. Again, if you need to be like, I don't know, part of something else, you're more than welcome to not be part of this here. This is not an entertainment channel. These are very serious issues that we're discussing. Now, with that, let us move forward. A lot of stuff to cover here. So the Bank of England just cut rates. Imagine our shock. You mean central banks are actually working together to continue to destroy the purchasing power of their own currency, artificially suppressing rates? Yeah, how about that's exactly what's going on here. It's an incredible thing to see. But today, we're going to hear from World Control, and that is, of course, still the Federal Reserve, and they're about to follow suit. What are they going to do today? 25 basis points, 50? I don't know, and I frankly don't even care. We've already been told that for as far as the eye can see and beyond that, there's going to be easy money policy. And especially now, people, look, man, you and I have been given an opportunity of a lifetime, whether you like it or not, whether you love Trump or hate the guy, put it aside, man, and just look at opportunities or what's the most likely scenarios of what's going to happen here moving forward. Let me just say this again in case maybe you're really, really disconnected from reality. The reality is Trump is a gift to the stock market and to the cryptocurrency market. Period. If you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you. Again, love the guy or hate the guy. That's a fact. We are going to see things fall into place here, and it's so simple to understand. Trump has just doubled down on something he's been saying for quite a long time about making the United States the crypto capital of the world. And it goes even farther than that, so just hold that thought for a moment here. What does that mean? Look, a lot of people say, oh, Greg is pumping crypto. Greg is pumping crypto. I'm pumping crypto. Interesting. Does that mean I'm also pumping the stock market, gold and silver and all the other stuff? No, I see opportunity. I just don't understand why people say the things. You do not have to agree with me on a single thing I talk about. All right? Make up your own minds, people. I don't want to control you. I don't want to direct your thought process. I want you to listen to what I have to say and then either do something or not about what I'm saying or taking advantage of it. It's up to you guys and girls, man. I mean, just as an example, bank stocks yesterday after the Trump selection. I mean, you want to talk about across the board skyrocketing? I did something very rare yesterday. I talked about three particular banks here that basically took off yesterday, and I said wait for a pullback. These were JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs here, and if you wanted to get long banks, again, like it or not, Trump is positive for the financial sector, for the stock market, for cryptocurrencies, quite obviously. What this also means is the game is going to be risk on with Trump here, okay? And depending on how the Fed plays this, okay, I believe, it's pretty obvious here, the Fed is going to maintain its cycle of artificially suppressing rates, currency devaluation, obviously massively economically negative. Okay, this is what central banks are doing around the world. We've watched an economic wrecking ball over the past three presidents. I mean, look, all we've seen was debt. Debt buys a lot of illusion here. Yes, we started to see inflation kick up under Bidenstein. Okay. Or maybe I should just be nice and call him Biden now. I don't know. I got to decide here. But the bottom line is, again, all of this cash creation under the last three presidents here, more than doubling the debt, take every president before them, and now doubling it, it really has helped vault the stock market into, stratospheric heights with 48 record highs here alone this year for the S&P 500 on the back of obviously currency destruction, blah, blah, blah. Look around you, people. This is not going to stop. The mechanism here of propping up the stock market at the expense of everything else. Again, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to wake up to the fact that, number one, with regard to all this under the last three presidents, the massive lag effect of all this cash making its through the economy, now finally rearing its ugly head, a phenomenon you and I discussed what happened like 10 years ago. I mean, this was a no-brainer. Now you just happen to be seeing it because it took that long for all that extra cash via the last three presidents to make its way through the economy to you. Now all those extra bills are chasing, in this case, a lesser amount of goods. It's not going to stop, especially with the Fed and central banks with Bank of England right now cutting rates, and the Fed to follow suit. It's not going to stop either here. I sincerely believe it's possible for us to get a negative rate environment moving forward. You can only imagine what this is going to mean. Now, for the stock market, let's go back to the MMRI real quick. Did I make a printout for you? Yeah, here we go. Yes, this is absolutely troubling. I mean, this is something that it's mind-blowing here. And there's a lot of talk, again, about bomb vigilantes. I love that. This mythical group of people who dump bonds onto the market to protest what the Federal Reserve is doing here. It's nonsense. I'm not sure what's driving this right now. Is it the Fed losing control? No. The Fed's going to get in here and buy more. I really believe this. In fact, we're going to hear from them today, as a matter of fact. Let's see where this goes. It could be some kind of a rebalancing. I'm not sure. But all we're going to do, you and me, is, again, open our eyes, raise our awareness, pay attention to what's happening, and then follow the yellow brick road, so to speak here, and just understand what is going to happen moving forward. So, again, we got the Bank of England here cutting rates. The Fed is expected to follow suit. Duh. Let us move forward. Now, let's start. I want to talk about crypto and Bitcoin real quick, especially after what Trump just said, because it's huge. So just stick around for a moment. Now, Market Watch this morning. Wall Street believes stocks will keep rising with Trump win. Okay, win selection, however you want to look at it, I don't really care. Okay, let's put that together real quick. The multiples that this market is already trading on, talking about the S&P 500, are already in stratus. We've never been here before. This is beyond any market bubble we've ever seen. We haven't heard about a big, fat, ugly stock market bubble during the lead up to the presidential selection this time, although we heard from it last time. Okay. They both understood what was going on, none more so than Trump. It doesn't mean that the market's not going to trade on higher multiples moving forward. I believe there is a very, very great chance here, and more than likely this is how it's going to play out. The market is going to continue its multiples expansion, meaning traders, investors are going to put more cash to work here in the stock market. Let me explain to you of another fundamental truth. We already know the two economic and fundamental truths. What are these two truths? That to have a strong economy, you need a strong currency. We don't have that. To have a strong currency, you need a corresponding rate of interest high enough to keep the purchasing power of the currency strong. Are we on the same page? We don't have this here in the United States or anywhere around the world where we're being ruled by central banks. That mechanism is going to continue. It's an economic wrecking ball. It will push the stock market higher. The faster the economy goes down, the higher the market's going to go. It does seem like that mechanism here is still in play. So what does that mean? More multiple expansion, a bigger stock market bubble. You understand? Very, very simple concepts. You and I, we ride the wave. We don't deviate from our strategy here, people. We're still long the market. We're going to buy every dip that comes along. Look, I got your back here. The day that I tell you, guys and girls, we got to get out of here is going to be the day we're going to get out of here. You understand? For now, we ride the freaking wave. Period. Again, I want you to think about what I'm going to say here. This stock market and the crypto space has been foaming at the mouth or having multiple orgasms over the prospect of a Trump presidency. Well, guess what? What just happened here? What just happened here? Imagine a pro stock market guy, a pro cryptocurrency guy was selected? Oh my goodness, what a shock! It's all a game, man. You think this is real? Anything you're seeing there? Of course not. But again, you play the cards you have. And we all have a winning hand here. And I mean a winning hand with regard to the stock market, with regard to the crypto space, gold and silver as well. We'll talk about that in a moment. So anyway, look. So Trump has now doubled down on his pledge to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world. Now, this is CoinDesk from this morning. Let me read this to you. Trump's biggest boon to crypto would be passing the Bitcoin Act. Now, under the Bitcoin Act proposal, Trump's brainchild here, under this proposal, Bitcoin would be established as a strategic reserve asset. He spoke about this many months ago, talking about it again. Now, this is how it would play out with Trump's plan here. The government could buy up to 5% of cryptocurrencies. C's plural. Okay? Not just Bitcoin. But he's talking about adding Bitcoin to strategic reserves. Anyway, this is huge. Okay. Now, for those of us looking for opportunity here, I am not pumping crypto. I'm just telling you where I think the opportunity is, and we have an incredible opportunity here. Look, you guys and girls do whatever the heck you want. I'm telling you where I think there's opportunity, and I've nailed it to the wall. Okay, so you can't argue with that. All right, for those of you that may want to counter-argue, okay. If you would have got in here at Bitcoin 17.5 when I said to buy it, we're at 75, 76,000. I think you would have done pretty well. And you could have pulled those profits, put it into gold and silver, whatever you want. Now let's talk about gold and silver a little bit here. If we understand the environment is risk on. Trump is all about rah, the stock market. Every day during his last tenure, he came out asking about the stock market. Did you hear that out of Biden's mouth at all? No. Trump is a stock market guy. He's a real estate guy who likes to pump the stock market. Okay. Period. We know that. Take advantage of this. Embrace it, whether you like it or freaking not. That's what's going to happen here. For my lions out here, you're loving it. You're loving it. So we understand. We have a very pro stock market positive dude. I mean, maybe even more so with regard to the crypto space. This is what the stock market wanted. The market got what it wanted. Is this in your best interest? Well, I guess that remains to be seen. People tend to always vote against, if voting even mattered, their own interests and for the interest of the 1% and 2%ers. Maybe it's like Stockholm Syndrome. You know what Stockholm Syndrome is? Maybe you should look up Stockholm Syndrome. Oh, anyway, people, look, man. Here's where the opportunities are, and it's all across the board. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. Look for a multiples expansion in the stock market, meaning a larger bubble. And it could be substantially larger, depending on what central banks do. The Federal Reserve, we already know what they're going to do here. They're not done, in my opinion here, getting people dependent on the system, creating slaves to it. They're not done. They're doing this via inflation. Inflation is not going to stop, in case you were wondering. Prices are going to continue to remain high, more than likely for the foreseeable future. Cash seeks yield. That is a fundamental truth. Okay, so we understand you need a strong currency to have a strong economy. We don't have that. To have a strong currency, you need a corresponding interest rate high enough to support the purchasing power. Number 3, cash seeks yield. So where do you think cash is going to go if it's seeking yield? Obviously, it's risk on. It's risk on. Multiples expansion, a pro-positive stock market president, pro-crypto president. So what does this mean? You can expect probably a much higher stock market, much higher cryptocurrencies, especially if Trump's playing doubling down on his crypto capital here. Trump doubling down on making the U.S. the crypto capital, as you all know, okay? Talking about adding Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, plural, to the U.S. strategic reserves. The Fed about to cut. And with regard to this, we're just going to keep our eye on it. Period. The freaking end. Now, understanding, people, where we are, risk on, cash seeking yield, and the fact that unfortunately, and this is, in my view, it is unfortunate, that renewable energy is now going to take a big hit, in my opinion here. That's negative for silver. Doesn't mean that we're going to, look, every drop in gold or silver that comes along here. Physical assets, okay? Silver still remains my favorite asset of all time. We buy it. If you think for a second that you're not going to see exploding global debt along with deficits around the world just because Trump has now been selected here, then you just don't understand what's actually going on. Most people have no idea. Again, this is a game, and they're being played like grand pianos. It's the 1% and 2%ers who control the system. It's the central banks who run it all. It ain't presidents, kings, queens, dictators, or monarchs. But now we, you and I, okay, have a guy in the market, Trump here, who's going to run the markets higher, who's going to run crypto higher. Any drop, and again, this is not positive for gold and silver moving forward for any short-term price action. But we don't give a damn about that. Are you on the same page with me? What we care about, again, is we're going to see this debt hyperbubble explode. Whether it's going to happen under Trump's tenure or whoever the freak they ever put next to or whatever it might be, who knows? What we're going to do is continue to do exactly what we've been doing, people. And that's the beauty of this. So again, going back to how I started off with this video. This is a channel for winners. We have a winning hand here, people. I can't stress to you what I want to say enough. If Harris were selected, we really still wouldn't deviate. We still wouldn't have deviated from our plan. It would have made things a little more complicated. That's a fact. Trump here is the gift that will keep on giving for the stock market and the crypto space. That's it, man. Whether you like the guy or not, you got to get hip to the situation. That's the gift we've been given. We've also been given another gift, people, to unify, to put this thing behind us. You play the hand you have. And we got a winning hand here, people. I don't know another way to put it. Period. With regard to the economy, it ain't getting any better. It's run by central banks. Monetary policy is run by central banks. Period. Central banks are destroying us all. They're the ones responsible for inflation. It's not Biden. It never was Biden. You were lied to and said it was Biden. It wasn't Biden. Biden doesn't have a printing press. Biden doesn't have the ability to devalue the currency. This is run by central banks. So any of you that bought that tail during the presidential selection, unfortunately, accept the fact that you were lied to. All right, both of them, both Trump and Kamala. Every other word that came out of their mouth was a lie. Again, this was a war between factions. Okay, the red and the blue. You and I. They tried to play us like grand pianos. We had no choice here. You understand? We got a pro stock market guy now, and I mean pro. He's going to make sure, that stock market goes higher, even if we have to go to a negative rate environment. Not good for you, great for the 1% and 2%ers. With regard to cryptocurrency, the whales here. Do you know how much money was made in the crypto space yesterday? You and me both included. I mean, come on, man. Let's thank the guy. He's going to make us all rich. Those of us that understand it, understand the system. And that's what I'm all about, man. And we're all going along for the ride. I got your back. I will never let you down. I'll double down on that right now. You can count on that. Anyway, so look. Let's look at the situation objectively. We understand what's happening. It's not going to stop. We do have massive opportunity. Every freaking where you want to look, all right? This guy loves you from the heart with all I got, people. And as I said, I'll never let you down. I will see all of you later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for the live stream, all right? With that, I hope to see you there. People, until we meet again, I'm going to come in close for this one. Are you ready? Take care of yourselves and each other. See you later.